Hey guys, welcome to Alpha Ferg, UC Davis StarCraft Casting. I'm Alpha Ferg, and we just saw a really cool 1v1 Milkus held off as Terran push, a 1-1-1 very expertly. Terran making a few mistakes that Milkus capitalized on, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. But I'm bringing a very special game to you guys now. This is gonna be, and you see my hair is still totally messy, totally morning. I'm going to bring you a special game that I was so thankful to be given by RKO, now known as DnXGuruLegit. This is going to be a 2v2 RKO and X-Sequence against Stallion and Curly. And this was actually while RKO was trying out for the DnX clan, I think it's a clan, but they're very well known for their team games, and I'm excited to see it because he needed something crazy like a 90% win rate in 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. So this is during that period when he's trying to just win the world, and it's gonna be with his buddy Sequence. And they're talking. He says, "I'll go mass speedling Baneling 2 base." And what will RKO do? He's going to wall in. This is actually a really big ramp on the 2v2 map. That's interesting. Not as familiar. Hey, Pete. Hey, Peter. I'm not as familiar with the 2v2 maps, but having a large ramp would seem detrimental. Oh, it's a shared base ramp. That's why. Interesting. Just checking out the ramp. Okay, so yeah, there's the main ramp here, but you have two people to wall it off. And then you also have a larger ramp with huge rocks here that can be taken down. And if you try to wall this off, God bless you, sir, because that is a feat of strength right there. That should have an achievement all on its own in the little achievement tab for the game. You have the achievement for killing 3,000 players on the ladder, and equally the achievement to just wall this in, because that is just so beast mode. And RKO getting a very nice scout in here. He's going to see the races. He's going to see the early expand. I see that there is an in-main base expansion, so you can actually have a 3-base push if you wall this in. That is totally safe, and I kind of like that. This is an interesting map. I kind of like it. You can see RKO is getting a great scout right here, and he's going to work on walling in the main. Not too crazy like Stallion is, but that's because he's getting gas as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that first 100 gas. Looks like he throws down Factory and a reactor almost immediately after it. So it's going to be a Speedling, Baneling, Hellion if everything goes according to plan. And that can do a ton of damage, especially against this bio-heavy force here. If they bust down the supply depot with Banelings, they can get in there and do a ton of damage. So I'm really excited to see what could happen. Banelings are one of my favorite units to see, just because in execution they are so either huge damage dealing or they're shitty. So that's always exciting to see. Both Zerg players pretty even right now. If you take a look at the income, look at how even this is. RKO's a little bit behind Stallion, and Curly's a little bit ahead of Sequence, but that's okay because of the tech choices they're choosing. You can see this gas is already starting to accumulate. I wonder why he's still mining gas. Usually, if you're going to go into Mass Hellion, maybe he's waiting for a second factory. Actually, that wouldn't surprise me if he chose to do double factory, and he should be able to throw down soon. Oh, never mind. He put down a starport. Oh, so since he's getting a starport, he's actually gonna 1-1-1 and have some good tech. So yes, continue mining gas if there's a starport. Wow, I'm blind. And look at all of these Baneling fodder, right? They don't have stim. There's not even the tech lab to build it. Oh my god, I just panned in the wrong direction. I'm sorry, guys. I'm playing Warcraft 3 right now, Dota 2, and this. And in Warcraft 3 and Dota, panning is different than in StarCraft 2. So I'm trying to get my mice control correct, and I messed up there. See, oh, look at that medevac. Oh my god, he's going to be able to lift it off. He's going to do a ton of damage because there's only some Marines up here. You can see the tech lab here on the factory, but siege tanks aren't going to be ready for a while. And here comes the 4 Hellions. It's going to do so much damage. In the meantime, it looks like Sequence is in a position where he can start getting those Baneling hits. And oh my gosh, Stallion not responding too fast, and these Hellions are going to be able to do a ton of damage if they just get one good flamey burst. You can see drones already being roasted to the ground, taking out so many drones, and that's going to just do a ton of damage. And now the Marines are here, so you lift off and you run away to fight again another day. And look at that, 10 drone difference now for the Zerg players, and that's huge. Even though he just built a whole ton of them. Jesus Christ, Zerg is a scary race. So this 1-1-1, or 2-1-1 I guess, is finishing now for Stallion. He's getting up a bunch of tech labs. The siege tank is out on the map. Siege tech is being researched. Oh my god, screw the plan that you told the caster. Come on, guys. So not speedling Baneling, he's actually getting mutas. He's going to take advantage of this close air position, and if he gets a number of mutas, how much gas does he have? Holy crap, he has a ton of gas. He's going to be able to get a bunch of Mutalisks in a bit, and that is going to do a ton of damage. I'm excited to see it. It looks like Curly is instead going Roaches. Oh man, I just thought of the Three Stooges when I saw Curly. Curly. Okay, so he is going to get Roaches, getting speed first, which I always love, making Roaches just more mobile, and it's actually a huge speed upgrade. But they're not going to be useful at all against 11 Mutalisks. Oh my god, that's a ton of eggs. Yeah, the Mutas are going to do a ton of damage. Even these 3 drones are saying, we're afraid of the Mutalisks, man. And Mutas are going to get here and do a ton of damage. You can see the Spore Crawlers being thrown down, but it's a little too late. The Mutas are getting into the base. Poor Curly is going to take a ton of drone hits here. But oh no, he's delaying these mutas just a little bit. Here come the mutas into the base. Oh my gosh, picking off so many drones. This queen is here, but undefended. The roaches are going to be practically useless. The Marines look like they don't have stim quite yet. The Spore Crawler does finish and pick off some of the mutas. Oh my gosh, more Marines here, but they don't have stim, and that just makes them not as useful. You're going to want to run away from that kind of a force, but that's okay. In fact, stim hasn't even been started yet. And just look at the workers killed. I don't know how to... Units lost. There we go. Look at that. 23 units lost. Poor Curly is taking the full forced attack. And oh my gosh, Curly is expanding way across the map. He is going to be totally free to do what he wants. And RKO is building a scary force at home. In the meantime, Stallion's actually building a scary force at home, but he has to build this Thor, which is going to be totally useless against these siege tanks and stuff. Not totally useless, but it's not what he wants to be building. If this was a TBT, you wouldn't really build a Thor in this position. And it looks like they're taking down their super rocks, and they're going to do an early push. They feel comfortable taking down this kind of defensive wall, and I'm not sure that they're in a position they can do that. Look at, god damn, how many Mutalisks there are on the field. 15 Mutalisks, but he's unfortunately having to... Oh my gosh, and Hellion drops as well, taking out some of these drones, but Roaches and the Thors and the Marines are going to be able to pick off a lot of that. But just look at the units lost. 35 now. Very one-sided loss there. X-Sequence has been doing a very good job keeping his Mutaflock alive. With double Thors, though, it's not going to be something that you want to stick with. So we'll see what happens. Oh my gosh, losing more drones. That is the worst. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Viking. I thought that was a Thor missile, but it was just a Viking. Just a Viking, don't worry, guys. In the meantime, back at home, he is finally getting these Banelings. He has Speedlings. They don't have any upgrades, which could be detrimental. And we see these Roaches are 2-tooth on the way. But RKO has taken his expansion, and Stallion just isn't in a position where he can take an expansion. He's having to defend this base for Curly because it's so weak. It's so poorly defended against these Mutalisks. And as long as these mutas stay in this number, it'll be hard to expand. You can see that the sequence has a 3 base now to Curly's 2, RKO is 2 base to Stallion's 1, and RKO is just doing a great job. Look at this. He's walling in. He has bunkers here. And because these rocks are down, they're going to be able to move up into the base. They're going to be able to start sieging this very easily. Oh my god, I thought these were on the other team. I was like, oh no, RKO's base. But he's totally fine. He even has a missile turret here just in case. But this is going to be totally safe, and he can just start leapfrogging. And once he starts killing off these poor drones, oh my god, he's taking out even more. Oh, Curly, I feel for you, man. I'm so sorry. Here come the roaches, but there's totally a missile turret. They're not going to get anything. These siege tanks are going to start firing on all. Yeah, that stinks. These roaches are trying to get in here and do damage. Here comes the Terran force as well, but oh my gosh, Lings! They're going to hold off everything, and the roaches all go down in baths of blood. And Curly just lost even more. That's not good. In fact, he's rallying roaches into that army, which you don't want to do. But now, look at this. RKO has a lot of Vikings, and these mutas, because all of the Terran is out here, these mutas are going to be unchecked, and look at this. They might even take out the lair. Oh no, they took out the queen. And now they're going to do here, but here comes the Vikings, but there's RKO's Vikings as well. But unfortunately, mutas are going to run away. That's not that big of a deal. I think that as long as they keep sequence and stuff in his base, and look at, here comes the tank move out. Here are a lot of roaches, but unsieged tanks are going to be able to do actually a ton of damage. In come even mutalisks to do bonus damage that the roaches cannot do anything about, and he'll be able to siege now and pick away at this base. You can see the drones are in the way, taking out the spore crawlers. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of damage, and these drones are starting to take a lot of hits. But here comes the Terran army. The Lings aren't here that RKO would want, and he might lose all of his tanks, but here come the Lings. This is a very tenuous situation right now. Sorry for having the UI up. Baneling hits on... Oh my gosh, Baneling's taking out all of that Marine army, and RKO victorious once again. What a killer game. Oh my gosh. That's one for the memory books, folks. Look at how one-sided this game was. Look at the units lost, right? Oh my god, he lost so much. They lost so much in comparison. Total combined, 1,600. Total combined here is 1,100. That is a lot of minerals. RKO showing us a very scary game, man. Alright, I'll be back with Game 4 of today's casts in a bit, in a few minutes.